Hey, it's George. I just want to say thank you for listening to this Trainer Spotlight episode. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. Coach, what's going on? Tell us a little bit about who you are.
My name is Casey Young, and I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in nutrition. I've been a registered dietitian for about the last 20 years and a certified personal trainer for about 5 years. I started my business about 6 years ago, and right now I typically work with women over the age of 40 who are trying to get fit and lose fat. The primary focus of my business is to help women is really just to empower women. A big focus of my training is strength training and really just trying to help women gain confidence and get strong and help them focus on their fitness and their functionality and gear them up for independence as they age. So we like to focus on overall health and well-being instead of just focusing on becoming skinny and focusing on the scale. We like to emphasize overall health and well-being. I work out of my home, which is in northern Michigan, close to the Wisconsin border, in way far up north in the upper peninsula of Michigan. It is cold here in the winter, but the summers and the falls are beautiful. I do work virtually. All of my services are available virtually, and I do have clients who work or that I work with all over the world, actually. Majority of my clients are in the United States. I have a lot who live in Canada, and then I have clients as far away as Australia. So worldwide are my clients, which is wonderful.
It's great getting to know you as a coach, but you're not a coach 24/7. So, can you tell me a funny or interesting story about yourself that happened either in your practice as a coach or in your normal life outside of coaching?
I've got a little funny story to help tell a little bit about myself and maybe help you relate to me as a human being because we are all imperfect in our own ways. So I do like to get out on my bike. I live in Michigan and I take advantage of the beautiful summers here and the beautiful falls. And I get out. I like to go on my mountain bike. There's a trail not far from my house, so I enjoy biking. My husband, not so much, but him being the supportive person that he is and him wanting to spend time with me on my bike, he actually bought an electric bike in hopes that he could keep up with me, so to speak, on my bike. So we decided that we were going to do some bike rides together. And one of the first times we were out together with his new electric bike, we went to a mountain bike trail not far from our house. And I was looking forward to this because I love the trails. I love going out there. It's beautiful that time of year. And I like to just go out and tear it up on the trails. So he's behind me. We just get onto the trail and we're probably out there for maybe like a minute or two. And I'm leading and I was about ready to just give her. And I turn around and I give him this look like, you ready? You ready for this? And he's like, let's go. And I come back around, face the front of the trail, and I overcompensated. And all of a sudden there was a tree, like right kind of right in front of me, just off to the side. But my handlebar hit the tree. Like there was no time to make any adjustments. So my handlebar hit the tree. It was a tiny tree, but it hit it and it just threw me from the bike. And I went down to the trail, crashed my head. Thankfully I had my helmet on, but I fell to the ground hard and like so hard my Apple Watch was like screaming at me like, do you need an ambulance? You know how it like goes in that emergency mode. But thankfully I was okay. Nothing broke, maybe a minor concussion perhaps, but a little bit of a learned lesson, like kind of like eating some humble pie, not showing off for my husband, not like trying to like tear it up when he's just getting out there with me. So that's my story of being real for all of you.
What strategies do you use to attract and retain clients in your personal training business? I think we can all learn from each other here, and we'll probably find some answers to be quite similar to one another. But I'm really interested to hear what strategies and things you use to get new clients and keep the ones you currently have.
A couple of the strategies that I use to attract clients in my business is social media marketing. This really has been how I've been able to grow my business to serve clients worldwide. I mean, I'm from a teeny tiny community in rural Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and sometimes I just kind of have to pinch myself, like how my business has grown, and really it's because of the social media audience that I've been able to attract, and I think a big reason is that I've just been relatable to a lot of people. I've heard that time and time again from clients. They found me on social media, but it's been because I've related to them as a woman myself over the age of 40, and I've talked about different struggles that they themselves have felt. And so I think just being relatable to your target audience is huge. And right now I'm in the social media world. I continue with that aspect through TikTok and Instagram and on Facebook. And then I also have started a podcast. So I think that's helped not necessarily attract new clients, but I think that helps with retention of my current clients, because my current clients really appreciate some of the information that I'm providing often on my podcasts. And then again, I think just that relatable piece has been a key component of how a lot of my clients have stuck around in my program, because I do have a lot of clients who have been with me since the beginning of my services when I started this virtual fitness program almost 5 years ago. And they keep coming back. And, a lot of my focus is progress, not perfection. And we talk about, we're not trying to have the perfect body. We're trying to be perfectly confident in the body that we have, and our focus is on health and how do we set ourselves up for success in the future as strong and independent women as we age. And so I think just striking a chord with the values of the women in my program, I think is what keeps them around and helps with the retention.
Let's say you get a new client. What's your process for assessing their fitness level, addressing their goals, and other things they express as being important? We all have different methods and can learn a lot from each other. Let's open the door and share some of our secrets.
So I think my program is a bit unique in that it is more of a group fitness focused. So I'm not always addressing each individual client's fitness level. However, I do incorporate a way for clients to help them gauge at what level they might be at. And I do offer different starting points in my program. So I offer a beginner fitness program, for example, a different level for women who are brand new to lifting or who maybe have never learned the fundamentals of strength training or were never taught how to actually do specific lifts as far as form and technique go. And also, this program is great for women who have not been active in quite some time. So I have a lot of women who've had experience with lifting, but it might be years or it might be months since they've been regularly active. And I encourage them to start at this beginner level as a way to ease their body in nice and slowly to, number one, make sure that they're not incredibly sore or they're not risking injury, and just as a way to improve their compliance as they get back into regular exercise.
I'm a huge fan of continuing education, and I'm building FITLETE to give trainers more efficient access to education that solves their clients' problems. We all look at problem solving differently, and taking different courses, obtaining certifications, and going to new conferences can help us learn from one another. How do you continually develop your skill set as a trainer?
As I mentioned, I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer, and both of these require me to do continuing education. So as a dietitian and certified personal trainer, I have to meet a minimum number of credits every 2 years for a certified personal trainer, and then every 5 years as a registered dietitian. So these are just requirements for me to maintain both of those certifications. I'm also just a really avid learner and reader. Like I'm at a point in my life where I am thirsty for more knowledge, and with just starting my business and not having any formal education in business, I am always reading some kind of self-help or business or entrepreneurial book, or listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos to help me learn skills that I don't have or that I want to learn. So, lifelong learner, reading books, listening to podcasts. I think you can learn so much. And then just observing others in the industry, I think can be very, very helpful. And then, just staying on top of different learning opportunities that come along, such as webinars or different conferences that may arise in the field, can be hugely helpful as well.
The fitness industry is rapidly evolving before our eyes. How do you envision your personal training business evolving with it in the next few years? I'm really excited to hear what you have to say about this because we have to plan for the future and a future we want for our business. And while all of our businesses might have the same basic goal of helping people with their fitness, we can structure them in very different ways from one another.
I'm really excited about the future of my personal training business. I absolutely love what I get to do every single day. And I love the women in my community and the clients that I have. And I look forward in the next few years to continue to serve these women and expanding the number and the scope of the women that I get to serve in the years ahead. As I look forward a little further, I would love to see my business evolve with my aging self. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue to do the services exactly the way I'm doing them now in my mid 40s, that I maybe can't continue to do into my 50s or later. It just might shift a little bit. Like, I'm hoping I can continue to be that relatable person. And right now I speak to the over 40 population, but maybe in 5 years I'm going to start speaking to that over 50 population. And what do their needs look like compared to what do the needs look like now? One thing that I'd love to see myself doing a little bit more of in the future is offering additional mobility trainings and perhaps getting a yoga certification and being able to offer that. I think that'll be a wonderful complement to what I'm doing, and also a way for me to continue to offer training as I get a little bit older and as my body maybe isn't able to handle as much of a load of the high intensity exercise that I'm currently offering.
I know challenges are all over the place in the fitness industry and personal training. Information is available in different formats. Clients are more easily misled by gurus and charlatans. Social media's influence is becoming more and more ingrained in people's lives. And now we have AI. What do you think are some of the biggest challenges currently facing the fitness and personal training industry?
I think one of the biggest challenges that we face is just continuing to keep up with technology. I, I think that there's so many changes that are coming at us on a daily basis. And as an online trainer, this can be overwhelming at times, or the way I'm doing something today might look completely different 6 months or a year from now. And one of my biggest challenges is, how do I keep up with that? And how do I continue to utilize some of the advances in technology to benefit not only my business and my program, but my clients as well? I also feel like there has been a very large influx of online personal training options. And not to say that the market is saturated, because I know that there are so many individuals who are in need of services, but I do think that the competition has definitely gotten a little bit increased for online training services.
Casey, thanks so much for coming on and sharing some great info about yourself. Casey and I were internet friends since the beginning of 2020. I can't remember how exactly it happened, but we both ended up following each other. And actually, in March 2024, we both attended the Real Coaches Summit in Las Vegas. So we got to meet for the first time, IRL, as the kids say, at a conference. So that was pretty fun. In the funniest way, our first in-person meeting was completely unplanned. After the pre-conference registration, we didn't catch each other at the registration social, and thought nothing of it. We'd see each other later on. I went to the hotel gym to get a lift in while I was waiting for my room to get ready, and since it was a travel day, I had my glasses on instead of contacts. I hate lifting in glasses, and I usually take them off during sets. And I'm pretty much blind when I take them off. I only see some blurry shapes. So I'm in the gym and it's completely empty at this point, and I finish a set. I'm just relaxing with my glasses off, and I hear, George? And forgetting that I can't see, I turn around and see two blurry people. I probably had the most bewildered and confused look on my face. Got my glasses on and immediately got excited to see who it was. It was Casey and a friend of hers that she had just met at the pre-conference registration, I believe, also named Casey. But of course, that we would both miss each other at that and randomly meet each other in the gym, just checking it out before going to each other's rooms. I'm glad you got to know Casey a little bit more through this episode, and I hope that you get to know her a little bit more also outside of this. And if you want to get to know her, check out the show notes to find out the best ways to contact her. That's all for the episode. If you want to learn more about FITLETE and possibly get your own, please visit fitlete.com. That's FITLETE.com. And I'll talk to you soon.